Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to EGL. It's the season finale of Season 6 in SLR Tier 2 today. I am Icewind, and joining me in the commentary booth is Ocean Chief. Good evening to you, sir, as
Hello,
well.
ladies and gentlemen. Yep, looking forward to this one. Another race in Brazil, but it's a season finale, Tier 2. It's been a long season, but yeah, there's a lot to play for still.
Yep, I've got a few pointers listed out here before we actually get into the action itself. We have 17 drivers on track, first of all, but yeah, as I understand it, at least, this is pretty much a driver favorite track, right? So offers good overtaking opportunities and racing opportunities as well. There's plenty of corners where you can drive side by side, and the track is pretty wide as well. But yeah, I think that's fair to say. And yeah, strategy-wise, I think this is going to be an easy one-stopper. I haven't really driven this track in this game too much, but I think you can comment something on that, Chief.
Yeah, I was just thinking there, we're going to see two races here. Basically, everybody in the top 10 is most likely going to be on softs, as it is a dry race, or
Yeah.
dry quali at least. But we're going to see everybody outside the top 10 probably go for mediums, and the medium soft strategy is equally as good as the soft medium. Obviously, the soft at the end of the race will be the best tire to be on. So we are going to see a bunch of guys at the back probably make their way through the field in the last phase of the race. But whether they can actually get the race win, that's another matter to be disputed here. And I'll also point out, a lot of chat about guys starting from the back, like Dane the Dangerous, I think X Crystal as well. And we have some Tier 1 drivers like Bailey and McKender also starting from the back.
Okay.
So yeah, it should be an interesting race. We've got 17 drivers on the grid, which is great to see.
Yeah, definitely. We've had some our fair share of issues with sign-ups a little bit toward the end of the season. It's kind of inevitable, I guess, when we're waiting for the new game, and it's been a long season. But 17 drivers, not too bad for today. On the championship side of things, the standings are more or less set, I would say. X Crystal still has a theoretical chance, at least, to snatch P3 from Timo. He's got a 22-point gap to reel in. So yeah, unless Timo basically drives off and X Crystals wins the race, it's gonna be pretty unlikely to happen. But on the constructor side, it's even more unlikely to happen. So Timo basically needs to win and take the fastest lap to grab P3 for McLaren on the constructor's side of things. And yeah, so I think on the championship side, it's not so much to play for, at least for the top half of the, or top spots anyway, on the standings. But yeah, I suppose we can head over to the race itself then. Right.
Yeah,
so
I just figured. Timo actually said 5 minutes before the race, "What's the strat around here?" So he's obviously put in a lot of practice for this one.
Yeah.
But so that doesn't bode well for him in the race. And X Crystal has been pretty rapid in the last few races. So yeah, we do have a fight on our hands for P2 in the drivers' championship.
Yeah, and we have Keyboard Magnussen, I think, first on track. Do you wanna commentate the lap around this track? Commentation is very hard, as you say, but yeah, let's take this on board with Keyboard Magnussen.
Yeah,
lap around
so
Interlagos.
he's about to hit that DRS line, and a bit of lag there for him. It's not going to be very good heading into this lap, but yes, DRS open, he crosses the start-finish line, and into the Senna S's. It's a downhill left-right combination corner, and he locks up a little bit, gets a nice line through there, a bit tentative on the exit. Will cost him some time here as he runs down into the second DRS zone, and it's an opportunity just to check your fuel levels, make sure you got the max setting on, and yeah, overtake on, of course, for the whole lap here. And fast left-hander, but this right-hander coming up can cost drivers a lot of time. You have to take a kind of shallow entry and keep the speed on and kind of commit to the corner. As you saw there, Keyboard got a bit of a wiggle on. In the infield section, in the race, you'll be able to harvest a lot of ERS here and fuel as well. So you see a lot of drivers run lean in this section, quite twisty. It's all about getting the really good line for there, get a really good exit, and then for the penultimate corner onto the last corner. And you want to, this is really important, to get a good run out of the final corner onto this straight, although it has many kinks to the left. I see there's someone actually tailing Keyboard Magazine as well behind him. I think it's a Williams, maybe Larson, or who's the other Williams actually?
Oh, and this is gonna be. Did he compromise him a little bit into turn one? That was. I think it was Hammer actually.
Yeah, it was Hammer. Keyboard Magazine, 7.666, number of the beast there for him, but tidy lap for Banker Lap, not bad. Joel goes first with 7.2. Pemi as well, 7.5. P2. Jimi Hendrix, we saw him win the Tier 3 race yesterday. He does a 7.7 on mediums, so he's got plenty of time in that tank. And Ace Boys P2, 7.2. These times are coming in thick and fast. I see a Merc about to cross the line. Is that Futuristic or Bailey Thompson?
They're actually starting a lap.
Just starting his lap. He had a really good race yesterday. He's reserving for this race. He was looking good for a podium, and then he had an issue in turn 1, turn 2, got front wing damage. So I give him a last minute call up. I said, like, let's right the wrong of yesterday. So hopefully Futuristic has a good race today.
16.7 in the first sector. I think that's pretty good if I remember correctly. And there's Ace Boy now a little bit ahead of him. Yeah, gets out of the way. So maybe a tiny bit compromised into the tricky right-hander up the hill, and then through this middle section. Let's see what Futuristic can do here. And then easy to lose the rear traction out of this corner, and then down the hill, and preparing for the uphill climb toward the start-finish line into the final sector here. And Futuristic's well on his way. Let's see what he can do here. Just a few meters. He doesn't take the title line onto the start-finish rate, and yep, 7.7 for him, so P6 for now.
Yeah, it's a tidy lap, but there is a lot of time to be found there. We're going to see a bunch of 6s, I think, on the board. This is Tier 2, so the fastest of the assisted runners. Futuristic pulled off, making way for the Renault of Ace Boys, who's done 2 laps on those softs, actually, so 7.2 is his current time, P2 for him, but currently Joel, it looks like it, yeah. I also see Dragon out there in wets. Prey has pointed out. Why is he on the first tire? So I think it's the last race. We're going to see some shenanigans, I think, so that's that's part of it, I think.
There's really nobody out there on a lap except like Bailey Thompson, also what should I say? What's the word? I can't speak English today, but it is what it is. But yeah, Bailey usually commentating this Tier 2, doing one race here himself. So is he just doing like practice laps or something? Because that's a pretty tentative 10.7, invalid 10.7 actually for him. So
yeah, I told him he's Tier 1 driver, so he has to start from the back just to make it fair. And he said, can I go out for a few laps and just get a bit of practice in? So yeah, he's probably going to just invalidate all his laps, and so he can start at the back. I think Dana Dangerous, Hammer and X Crystals will join him. VE Dragon as well, McKender as well will be at the back. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. A lot of fast guys going to be ready to pounce from the back once that the green flag goes up and we're under race conditions. I see a car off as well, probably making letting by the guys on laps there. I think it was Hammer actually, maybe. Yep, Hammer. I think Hammer's doing the same. He's just doing some warm up here.
Yeah, Timo on his first time lap. I think he did a lap on the mediums previously, but he pitted before actually finishing it. So Timo into sector 1, 16.5. That's very good for Timo. So would expect him to threaten maybe Joel here for provisional pole if he can hook up the last 2 sectors right. But 16.5 I think is pretty good for sector 1. It's 2/10 up on Futuristic anyway. And Timo on his way. And Pretorius being angry in chat that he would have signed up if he knew that there were so many Tier 1 drivers in this race. 50.8 for Timo into sector 2. Let's see what this is.
Looks like a tidy enough lap.
Yeah, looked like it wasn't really pushing too much, but I think this is it's still gonna be P3. So just a tenth shy of Joel. It looked a little tentative in the middle sector to me, so maybe that's where he can still attack some more. Joel behind him actually a tenth up, so he's actually gonna improve on is he actually gonna improve on his provisional pole here? Joel taking the tight line to the start-finish rate, and yeah, he marginally improves by 3/100ths of a second, so 7-1 for Joel now. And yeah, as Pretorius also mentioned in the chat, this commentation is indeed very hard. It's been a while since I actually did anything.
Looking at P11 guy now, another tall guy, raced yesterday, was in with a chance of the win of that race, but picked up a penalty, speeding penalty. So at 5 seconds, carried across the line. He ended up P4, I believe, just behind Wimpy. So, but he was pretty rapid out there. For some reason, though, not setting a lap this time out.
I'm not sure what to call this guy, Smithy something. I can't really even see his nickname, but I think he drove Tier 4 this week, didn't he?
Yeah, he was P4, I think.
P6 for him. So good lap from him as well. It's very, very tight actually, all the way from P1 to P7. There's basically 2/10s, 3/10s there. And Danger Dangerous has actually set a lap time, so is he actually starting at the back?
That is interesting, yeah. Because it looks like he, if he keeps that time on the board, he'll be starting in the mid-section of the pack.
And Bailey Thompson about to start his 6th lap on those soft tires, or is he gonna pit finally now? Yep. So, yep. Dragon has decided to change for inters this time around. He tried the wets, they didn't really work, so he's gonna try inters now.
We now have a new pole sitter, Ace Boy. So Ace Boy goes P1, Jimi Hendrix P2.
Yep. So
as I say, Jimmy won yesterday by, I wouldn't say he dominated the race. I think he was like 5 seconds ahead across the line, but it was a controlled race, and I think starting on the front grid, if he ends up there, is going to bode well for his race.
Yeah, just trying to figure out who is actually going to start a lap here. Next, Keyboard Magnussen, I think, is on a lap here.
Oh, he's up massively, actually, according to my screen. 2.271 he was up.
Okay, so Keyboard also looking pretty handy around this track. So maybe this is a Keyboard track.
Well, I'm just thinking he was in the Tier 3 race yesterday. Sorry to harp on about it, but I mean, I was commentating the race. Keyboard was in there, and he had a really good phase on the soft tires. But when it came to the hard tires, he just fell off completely and ended up P8. Yeah, I think the soft tires suit him, but he's actually coming in. Did he slow down there?
No, I don't think so. 4.5 tenths up, so he's gonna go across the line and actually goes P4. That's it's very handy for him. And once again, oh, okay. I was just thinking that was actually somebody coming out of the pit lane on the map there. That I was thinking, is he gonna hold somebody up into turn 1? But no, it's fine. And then also Gerla is 6/1000th of a second up into sector 1. He's got a pretty tentative 8.5 on the board, so I would expect Gerla to also improve here. Only a 10th up though, so Gerla may be struggling a little bit here. He was very fast last week around in Mexico, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was rapid. He ended up winning that Nana tier as well, so I think it's a lot. Oh, 8.2, yeah, so he hasn't improved that much.
1.2 seconds off the pace though, so that's not where I would have expected to see him, but maybe he hasn't really put up that much practice on it. Of course, still has time for one more run at least. Another tall guy about to cross the line as well. It's a 55, and yeah, he goes actually fastest, so 6.9. First guy into, into the 6s, and he actually spins in turn 1. Wow, and there's, who is that Ferrari? I think it was Dragon
on the
okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking if he did he hold up Joel there, but Joel is actually only about to start his lap now. Or is he actually crossing the line to finish his lap? Yeah, he does. P2, so my result tower was showing something else, but let's not worry about that. Timo also improving by 2/10, so this is gonna be a very, very tight field. Let's see what Timo can do. Timo also does a 7 flat, exactly the same time as Aceboy actually. So, look at that. 7 flat for both of them, and also the 0.059 is exactly the same for both of them, and Ace Boy is ahead of him because he set the time first, I guess.
Yep, Jimi Hendrix crossed the line. He takes pole. He goes slightly faster. So look how tight it is between the top, even the top 5 guys.
Yeah, it's basically a tenth, a little bit over a tenth there. And Makender asking, should I disqualify myself or this is okay? I think this is okay. That's what I would say anyway.
Yeah.
Hammer sets a 127.2 on the wet tire. Alright, so
I guess we could ask Makender if he's still there. Is it a dry race? I'm assuming it is, but I'm looking at the sky. It looks pretty grey. Pretty ominous.
yeah, it's only quali though. Ace Boy, by the way, half a tenth up into sector 1, so he could possibly threaten the front row, the grid here on this lap. Let's see what I can do in the middle sector. It looks pretty tidy so far, at least in the twister section of the track. And Girl actually retired from the session. I think that is in the pit lane as well. So he's decided he's not gonna go again. And Ace Boy 67 thousandths of a second up, so he could possibly snatch P3-2 here. Even P1 if he actually gets this last sector right. So let's see, tight line once again to the line, and Ace Boy does go fastest, 106.8 for him. So yeah, that's more along the lines of what I would expect to see on this field here. Yeah, let's see, Pemi also starting a lap, I think, and Dane is actually somewhere ahead of him on a lap already. Dane is also a 10th up, and also 3/10 up actually, so what could Dane possibly do here as well? He's also gonna come into this very tight back, and he's got a little loose out of the final corner leading to the main straight here, but let's see what Dane can do across the line, and it's a 7 flat as well for him. So yeah, nice. Into that back, P5 for Dane. And then we...
I was just gonna say, Dragon was on wet tires, now on inters. This actually, in a small way, is benefiting the guys who are actually doing laps, because it's gonna lay more rubber on the track, so the track will actually evolve faster. But it's just one car doing it, so it's probably not that big an advantage. But yeah, you see the esports guys do that. They'll go out on the first couple of laps and do inter runs or wet runs to get that that rubber down on track, so every advantage possible. Billy Thompson disqualified, McKenna retired, so yeah, those guys committing to that starting at the back. Larson as well doesn't have a time on the board, currently starting an outlap. Yep,
Timo is the first guy to start his final run here, so let's follow on board with Timo, what he can do. He's P6 at the moment, but if he can improve by a 10th, he could jump a few positions already, so that's how tight it is.
Yeah, and he's full commitment for the Senna S's, down to the third turn, I think this is, yeah.
1.5 tenths up, well.
Okay, this is looking good, yeah, so he's obviously, this is the final chance of getting an improvement on the board, so he's obviously just going hell for leather here. Full commitment. Yeah, and you really want to carry as much speed in there, even though you're braking hard into the sequence of corners. Quite tricky to get right, but quite satisfying as well if you can nail your apexes and get the throttle down early. And it's looking pretty good here for Timo.
Yep.
Let's see this sector 2 split.
He's lost a little time in the middle sector. I thought he got a little bit understeer there in the midway of the middle sector, but he can still possibly go up to P2-3 here. Let's see. And charging to the line, and it is P2 for Timo, just a half a tenth behind Ace Boy.
Yeah, I gotta be happy with that.
Jimi Hendrix has invalidated his run. Another tall guy just starting his lap, I think 6/1000 per second up into sector 1. Where's Joel on track? Joel is coming into the sector 2 split, and it is Yeah, marginally up for Joel as well. So could Joel still get something here in the final sector?
Yeah, he got a really good run of the final exit there, so he might pick up a bit of delta here. Might be enough to get him a few spots. Let's see. As he cross line 6.8.
Yep.
Oh, P2.
Yeah.
Oh, 0.4/100s of pull.
Yep, indeed. So good lap from Joel, and then we still have another tall guy coming up. He messes up a little bit in the final corner, leading onto the main straight. He was marginally up as well. So could he jump something here, or did he lose too much time with that little slide out of the final corner? He goes across the line. He does improve still. 1,000 ahead of Timo. Look at those gaps there. Like it's 1,000 a second to Joel, and then 1,000 to Timo.
Tight at the top.
And 100 behind him as well. Jimi Hendrix, and I think is Dragon actually gonna set it? No, he's invalidated here, so.
Yeah, Next Crystals is not up in his time. It looks like he's going to peel into the pits here.
Yep, so I think that is our grid then.
That's it, yeah. So, interesting session there, yeah. But look at those guys at the back, lurking. Bailey, Thompson, McKender, Hammer.
So I have only one, Wimpy is in the chat. Why are you not racing, mate?
I know, disgusting, I know.
I would have liked to see Wimpy on track.
Still
anyway.
Time,
yeah, just a few seconds. Start the game. Oh well.
He's probably happy enough with his P3 finish yesterday.
Yeah, podium for Wimpy. It's been a while, I think, for Wimps as well. But yep, good job from Wimpy yesterday.
It was a bit of a fluke, to be honest.
But anyway, on to this race. Look at these gaps from P1 to P5. It's under a tenth. Just over half a tenth to Jimi Hendrix in P5 from Paul, who is Ace Boy, and then Joel in P2. So Joel is actually in good shape today. Let's hope he keeps this form in the race. Another tall guy in P3, Timo P4, and then behind Jimi Hendrix is Dane. What am I supposed to call this guy? Is he Smithy? What does it say? I don't even know.
Smithy, yeah.
Smithy, okay. So Smithy in P7, Hartza, Keyboard Magnuson in P8, Pemi P9, so the Finnish duo there, and then Futuristic runs up top 10 in qualifying. So those guys will have to start on the tire they set their best time on. And who was that who joined?
Was it Wimpy? Oh my god.
No, I don't think it was. It was somebody else.
Oh, yeah, well, it looks like they didn't get a car. But yeah, this looks like a good race. I mean, judging by those gaps, and as I said at the start of the race, we're going to see probably all the guys outside the top 10. I would say most of them are going to go for the medium soft strategy, which is going to split the race into two parts. So I'll try and keep an eye on those guys as they make the way further field. But turn 1, turn 2, lap 1. There's always incidents. So let's see if we can get through this lap 1 without any incident. Tier 2, I am hopeful but doubtful at the same time.
Yeah, turn 1 is very tricky. I remember actually it was something like my second or third race in SLR. I think tier 1 as well. I got spun off in turn 1 because it was too tight and we made contact. I can't remember exactly who it was. Gedoned, I think it was, or somebody. Anyway, it was a long time ago. F1 2018. And yeah, on to the formation lap we go, and it is Larson choosing to start on the soft tire outside top 10, but everybody else on the mediums as expected, I would say. And yeah, it looks. Did we actually get an update on the weather, or?
Yeah, McKenna confirmed dry weather.
Okay.
Or dry race. Yep.
Okay, so no threat of rain, and it looks very sunny out there right now, anyway. So.
Yeah, it looks like good conditions for the driver. So we've got a really good race in our hands, and see Dragon is just exploring the track, shall we say? As I said though, like all the guys apart from Larson have won on the mediums. Yep. Larson opting for softs. He's starting P13, so we see some moves from him early in the race.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what those fast boys like Hammer, Makander, Bailey, Dragon as well. What can they do? And X Crystals as well outside of top 10. What can they do on those mediums?
Yeah, what they need to do on this first lap is avoid any contact with cars because they do not. I mean, if they get front wing damage on the first lap, it's pretty much game over. You're not going to catch up in this race unless there's a safety car. And we haven't seen any safety cars at all this week for Tier 4 or 3. So,
at our Codemasters suggested strategy is soft hard, which is not the right way to go, I think, but anyway.
yeah. Soft medium is easy, but it will not let you select it in the game when you get your strategy selection. So, yeah, we may see some guys do the soft hard though. You know, the tire wear can be. I mean, depending on how bad your tire wear is. But let's go. I think the lights are up. Guys.
Yep, 4 lights, 5 lights are already up, and they're also off in game, but not really for the drivers, and we have to wait a little bit, and then we actually get going. Ace Boy seems to get a very good launch, and the House of and there's some sort of who got a jump start? Smithy got a jump start at the back there, and yeah, another tall guy in really trouble with the and McLaren of Timo and Jimi Hendrix in the turn 1. He's lost a lot of position. P5, and somebody's going very far off the track. I think that's Keyboard Magnussen in the Renault.
Yeah, and Penny as well has had an issue down the track. He's P14 currently. I think he struggled to get off the the start line there, but yeah. Yeah,
and Keyboard Magnussen once again running off the track there. He's also got wing damage, I think, in that Renault. So and he's just gonna let the field pass, isn't he? Oh my word! So that's not a good start for the Finnish boys today.
Yeah, a few guys out there rocking damage. Pemi is one of them, unfortunately. Keyboard Magnussen and Larson also having incidents out there, so dropping off the pace rapidly.
Yep.
But a lot of these fast guys at the back have made their way through. Hammer, Makander, X Crystal up to P9 already. Bailey Thompson looking really good here. P8 on mediums.
Yeah, and I think, another tall guy got a horrible start. He's down to P7 now. Yep.
Yeah, and Dragon as well. The best position of all. He's on mediums. He's in P6, and he's right behind Dana Dinders.
Bailey going on the inside into turn 1. That's a bit of a late move, I think, but he's gonna have to back out of that one because there's no way to go. And another tall guy gets a big tank slapper out of turn 2, and he has to actually or loses that position to Bailey Thompson, who is up to P7
and he loses
already.
Another X Crystals pass as well, so that really cost him that mistake.
Yep.
So he's dropping down the order big time here. P9, and he has 3 medium runners ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick look. So a lot of stuff happening here. Who is that on the inside there now? Is that Makander trying to also overtake him into the twisty middle section there? But yep, he has to wait another few corners anyway. Where can we actually see the position changes? So Bailey Thompson 10 positions up.
Wow.
Along with Dragon 8 positions as well. So ridiculous start for those guys. I would say ridiculously good, of course. Yellow flag, who is that? Is that... Oh no, Keyboard Magnussen is into the barriers and he's lost a lot of his front wing, so yeah, goes bad to worse for Keyboard.
Yeah, meanwhile his teammate is P1, so there's a Renault bookending the race, P1 and P17. But Joel is, I was just about to say, he's really keeping tabs on the Ace Boys here. I'm going to look at his ERS. He's got 46 left, whereas Ace Boy's 85%, so Ace Boy chilling out there, but he is coming under a bit of pressure now from Joel. And
Timo, 1.5 seconds down, he's actually struggling a bit against his teammates for this race, Jimi Hendrix and also Dane the Dangerous, and then the medium runners of Dragon and Bailey also lurking there in the background. It's it's looking very strong for Dragon and Bailey anyway. They're only 3.7 and 4 seconds from the lead of this race on those mediums. And Jimi Hendrix.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Take it away.
Go for it.
I was just about to say, he's going to make a move on his teammate. He's got a good run out of the final corner, and he makes that move look easy because he's passed him by the first corner. I don't think Timo was willing to fight that too much. Timo now can sit in his draft.
No, what happened there? So
extra stalls.
yeah, that looked very strange to me. I wonder if that's some sort of desync, because he like flew off the track there. They had some sort of contact, I think, with Bailey Thompson in turn 1. That was a very strange looking incident on my camera, the bit I caught of it anyway. So yeah, the replay function would be pretty nice right about now. Who is that actually? Larson had some sort of an issue as well. He was off the track there. So.
Yeah, and Dane is putting a lot of pressure on. Timo's struggling to keep up with his teammate. He's almost out of DRS range, and that's just going to leave him wide open for an overtake from Dane the Dangerous.
I wonder if Timo has some sort of small damage in his car, or what's going on here. But he's definitely struggling to follow. I think he's going to DRS at least one more time, because he's just within that window. The detection point is somewhere around here, I think. So yeah, Timo is going to get DRS at least one more time. And then Dane is going to be under pressure from Dragon and Bailey soon. Oh, and Bailey sending it on the inside. That's once again a bit of a late move. And yeah, they're going to cost each other quite a bit of time here with Dragon once if they fight like that.
Yeah, and I think we missed it, but Joel takes P1.
Oh, yep.
So it must have been on the last lap there, on the start-finish straight. Yeah, Joel up to P1. But he does have a Ace Boy behind with 90% ERS. That's going to be tough for Joel to hold off.
Yeah, and Bailey and Dragon still squabbling into this uphill section. Oh, we got a little bit of a touch there, but nobody getting any damage or losing any losing their traction at that point. And yeah, Dragon is he gonna be under pressure from who is that in the hazard? Another tall guy as well.
Dragon goes off track slightly. Yeah, he's got a 3 second time penalty, so that's a bummer for him. I was going to say actually, Dragon is known for picking up penalties, so first one. 5 laps in, not looking good for Dragon right now.
Yeah, I think he beat me last week at Mexico. I got 12 and he got 18. So, yep.
Yeah, another tall guy on Dragon actually. He's got a DRS, ERS. Dragon also has DRS though. And too wide into the Sen S's. This might not work out, but it does indeed via Dragon. Actually just abandons that and lets the move happen.
And Mackinder also fighting with Hammer there. I'm not sure if did he overtake Hammer there or what happened in the background there, but yeah, also in this train. And basically the DRS train from P1 to P10 is unbroken at the moment. Everybody is within 1 second of each other.
Yeah, so. Another tall guy is he's in recovery mode. He's actually came back from P10 to P7, so he is on his soft tire, so has a bit of an advantage of these medium runners. But as we hit lap, I think it's about 6, you start to feel soft tires aren't as good as they were at the start phase of the race.
Yeah,
actual dominance needs to stop, says Pretorius. Wimpy says he must go to tier 1. Yep, I agree.
I think Ace Boy is probably gonna get him back here on the main straight. Joel is out of ERS completely, and Ace Boy still has like 70%. So yeah, this is gonna be an easy pass for Ace Boy. So Joel down to P2 again, and then it's something happening down the order. Not really this time around.
Ooh. Joel gets a bad line for the second part of the Santa S's. It didn't cost him too much there. He still has DRS. But I think Joel really right now he needs to harvest some ERS and be smart with his attack, because if you just blow your load, you're going to be wide open on the subsequent laps.
Yeah, and yeah, this. Oh my God, Mackinder is so close to the back of Dragon there through the middle sector, but really no way to overtake here. And yeah, it's basically super tight. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens here at the end. But yeah, these medium runners, of course, in a very good position. They're gonna have to do an overcut on these soft guys, of course. But yeah, they're gonna be very rapid at the end of the race with those fresh softs under them.
Yeah, I have to say, right now, favorite for the win is Bailey.
Yep, Hammer on Mackinder onto the main straight, and yeah, it's gonna get a nice toe from Dragon ahead of him as well. So I think Hammer is gonna take P9 again. So these two swapped positions a lap ago, and now they do it again.
Yeah, rumor has it that Hammer was born in Brazil, actually on this track.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know he likes. Who is that? Keyboard Magnussen out
Ooh,
in
no.
and safety car. We have a safety car. I think Keyboard
Oh.
has crashed somewhere in turn
Oh, this
3.
is. Oh no, this is terrible for the medium
Oh,
runners.
because they're gonna have to go on the hard tires, aren't they? But so do the soft runners. It's too early for mediums, isn't it? Way too early.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, let's see what we actually what we get here. Do the hards go to the end from here? It's
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I've never tried it, but I assume they should do. Like, I think
28
the mediums.
laps, maybe. I don't
I
know.
guess we're
Actually,
gonna find out.
I have no idea. Maybe just Danny in chat or somebody who is savvy with these things. Can you give us an idea? Do the hards go to the end from here?
There will be a few laps under safety cars. Also, just yeah, it's just under 28 laps.
Everybody pitting as expected, I would say.
Oh, and this is
somebody
for Timo as well. Timo's going to have to double stack.
So
Bailey stays out.
Yeah, he stays out on those medium tires. So he still wants to commit to that medium soft strategy, I think.
You know, I don't think that's a bad idea actually. Yeah, because these guys are going to go hards.
Yep, everybody else is going to go on hards, and they are not. Yeah, I mean the problem is I haven't really raced this track in this game, so I don't actually know that well, but at least in the previous game they were pretty bad around here.
And so, look at this, the dangerous on mediums.
McKender on the softs as well.
So he's praying for a safety car maybe.
And did McKender start on the medium? So could he maybe think about a two-stopper, double soft?
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, because he's gonna have all these hard guys ahead that he's probably gonna make quick work of. Pull out a bit of a lead, and then yeah. This is an interesting race. I like this. Strategies divided across the grid. So it's anybody's game.
And we know Mr. Bailey at the front of the field isn't one to actually give up any positions for free. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if anybody can actually pass him there at the front of the field. But yeah. This is going to be very interesting, I would say, to see what happens.
Danny saying Timo angry now. I was just thinking that Timo has lost out big time here. He is on his fresh mediums.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, he's on fresh hards, but yeah, he's lost about 4 positions just because of that double stack.
Yeah, so Timo definitely the big loser there. So Pemi is actually out there on 6 level softs. Why?
Danny, tell Timo that Icewind just called Timo a big loser on stream.
Did I? I think that's only slightly out of context if you say it like that, but
Oh, what's that happening ahead? There's a bit of contact there ahead with another tall guy. Shenanigans in Brazil on the safety car.
Should I have my usual rant about how stupid and unnecessary it is to hit another driver under safety car conditions? But when I did that last time around in LOR, when I commentated, there was like 5 crashes in the next 5 corners or whatever, and I don't know. Anyway, it's not something you would expect to see. But safety car is in probably at the end of this lap, I would say, because the queue is here already. Everybody is in this train.
Yeah, what I noticed yesterday, I took part 2 days ago at the Tier 4 race. Guys on hards, yeah, they're not ideal. Obviously, the harder tower compound, the delta's a bit less than the mediums, but not by much.
Okay.
And they do come back, towards the end of the race. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is what we're, this is what racing's all about. We're gonna find out. Oh, another tall guy going on the grass there.
Oh, and I think Smithies has some sort of an issue at the back there as well because he's dropped a bit. But anyway, safety car is in this lap, so the leader Bailey becomes the de facto safety car, and he will dictate when to go. And you are not allowed to overtake before the start-finish line here. That's the rule. And Bailey does get the jump on the start now, and oh my word, what happened there? So some sort of collision at the back there, and we have yellow flags. No, that's just gone now, so maybe that's just waving yellows until it actually goes green. And who is that? Who spins around? Is that McKender? McKender is around.
No.
Yep, Mackinder, and I see some sort of wing bits flying around there as well, so I don't know who has damage, but I saw some sort of
Oh,
wing.
Dane the Dangerous. Sometime with Dane the yeah, it was Dane the
Oh.
Dangerous from wing missing on the left hand side. McKenna
Oh,
doesn't have
dear.
visible from wing damage, but yeah, those guys. Yeah, this has been a terrible restart for them. But
And fighting into the middle section of the track, Jimi Hendrix stays in P6, and then massive fighting behind him of another tall guy. Once again, a bit struggling with this restart here, so those hard tires, of course, against Dragon's fresh softs, and also penalties being picked up quite a bit now. Dragon on the inside of another tall guy into the final few corners before the main straight, and could he possibly go around the outside here of him? Yeah, he does actually, so Dragon picks up that position from another tall guy. That's what he really needs to do on those fresh soft tires, and then yeah, the front two have actually made a bit of a break for it, so Joel is 1.5 seconds behind them right now.
explain this one to me. Pemi is on 9 lap old.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up under the safety car and was kind of questioning it. He was on old softs, and did he not pit or something? Oh, who is that around there? That's Smithy, so he's spun off in turn 1. Oh my god, so much things happening that I can't really keep up with all of it. And Dane the Dangerous serving that 5-second penalty and putting softs on, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty far behind, unfortunately.
Aye. Plenty of action this one.
Yeah, it's so much that I can't really keep up with all of it. And Dragon once again attacking this time Jimi Hendrix for P6. And yeah, he really has to put those soft tires to use indeed, and then try and charge after the leaders, because he will have to stop again for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out this the strategy of the first two guys, Bailey and Niebuhr. They're on these mediums. They're going to have to pit. I think pitting around the lap. You can do it like if you've got fresh sauce. You could go from like lap 18 maybe. That's maybe a bit early, but yeah, 19 onwards. I mean, the sauce actually lasts almost as long as the mediums in this track.
Yeah, and but they're actually driving away from Joel, so the gap is now 2 seconds. It was 1.5 a little while ago, so Joel is actually dropping a little bit at this point in the race anyway. I think those hard tires are just not super fast, so Mackinder making some moves in the background overtakes Gerla for P11 after that spin in turn 1. And Danny saying that lap 20 would be about when you want to pit for softs, and yeah, I guess that's about what I'd expect to see as well. And let's see if there's some sort of team orders here between the Alpha Tauri boys, the Finnish duo Pemi and Mackinder.
Jimi Hendrix had a big moment. Yeah, big tank slapper. He had to abort and went off track there.
And destroys a braking board there as well for the final corner, and that's not going to be great.
He lost the position to another tall guy, but look how he's fallen back right in the draft of another tall guy, so we'll get
and he actually gets DRS. Yeah, another tall guy doesn't. And Timo also looking, and what is happening in the background there? So yeah, Mackinder overtakes Pemi. I think that's team play. Joel, 3 seconds. Aye.
Oh no.
Joel is actually under pressure from Ace Boy and X Crystals at the moment. Dragon has managed to clear this hard pack and is charging after X Crystal and Ace Boy now, and and once again massive fighting into the middle section of the track. That's always dangerous to see when you two cars go basically side by side into this fast uphill right-hander. And still plenty of fighting happening around here. Could Ace Boy actually mount a challenge on Joel here on the main straight now? He's pretty close.
Yeah, and look at his ERS. He has 100% ERS coming out of the final corner. Joel has like 42, so Joel's used up quite a lot to defend, and will overtake and defend this position. But I think it's going to be quite a straightforward pass here from Ace Boy. Takes the inside line. Yep.
Yeah, and X Crystals also. Oh, and Ace Boy really gets it all wrong into turn 1 actually. So Joel actually gets it back for a little while at least. Who did get DRS here? Joel, I think, got DRS. And they're going to go 3 wide into turn 4. What's going to happen here? X Crystals on the inside, Joel on the outside, and I think X Crystals is going to take the position. Or is he? Joel, bit of contact between them. Once again, like banging wheels. Don't take
Oh,
each
no!
other out, guys. No.
Not Joel. Not Joel.
Oh, that was so unnecessary. I mean, just sorry to just. I don't know. I saw that coming a mile away. Anyway, I'm so gutted for Joel right now. But yeah, he probably should have just backed out of that one. Oh well, Joel down to P12. I wonder if he got damage. Nothing visible anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's demoralizing for Joel. Back in P12 now, and not looking good for him today.
But this is definitely working for Napier and Bailey at the front of the field. Who Hammer has actually taken the lead of this race and dropped Bailey as well from behind him. And X Crystal's 4.4 now away with all that battling behind him. And Dragon. On Aceboy, could he make a move here? Aceboy is gonna have a lot of ERS to defend though, but also DRS, so yeah, nothing Dragon can do here.
Yeah, I saw X Crystals flash up on the screen there, get a 3-second penalty. I also saw another tall guy getting past Jimi Hendrix, so another tall guy up to P6.
Yellow flag, who is that?
Oh, it's a pink car, it's Dane, I think.
What? So Dane is taking a detour off the track there in the the final sector. So Dane has not had the best of races today, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he might park it here.
Yeah.
It looks like he's pulling in the pits.
Yeah, I think this is our. I don't know.
Usually when they're about to return the pits. Oh, there we go. Yeah, but usually when they do that, they just fly into the pits. They don't care about the speeding penalty. But yeah, Dane has already won the championship, so he doesn't really care at this point. I'm sure he's not too annoyed about this one.
And Dragon once again pretty close to Aceboy, but Aceboy has so much battery that he can easily defend from Dragon on those fresh softs, and this is kind of hurting Dragon's strategy quite a bit because he would have needed to clear these guys by now. And I think he's still gonna be unable to do that because yeah, Aceboy just deploys that tiny bit onto this back straight, and Dragon is completely out of battery basically because he can't really do anything about it.
Ooh, X Crystal going wide there, but yeah, not costing him too much time. And yeah, you're right. Aceboy is pretty much protected here by X Crystals. He's got that DRS. They can feed off on, like you say, that ERS. He stored up. He's still got 90% in the infield. So yeah, everybody else seems to have none or very little.
Yeah, it's my intervals are completely gone. Oh, and who is that? Dane once again. So he's it's not rally, is it? But you know, he's and he's got a 10-second penalty for driving off the track there. So yeah, Dane, I think. Wait a minute, didn't he retire as well?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Because he rejoined the session as well.
I thought he retired. So.
But he's still driving the car. What?
Yeah. What is going on here? So.
Oh, I wonder if you retire the car, and even though it doesn't take the car off the track, maybe if you rejoin, you can take it back.
So he's once again retired from the session, and maybe this time it'll stick. I don't know. And look at this gap from Hammer to Bailey. It's 3 seconds now. So Hammer is definitely looking strong here.
Yeah, Bailey got that time penalty extras as well. So only a few guys left with no time penalties.
Yeah, and Hammer will, of course, he's gonna pit on 2 softs in like the next 2 laps or something like that. So he will be very fast, and I think the pit here is like 20 seconds or something like that. So it's not too much. He will of course have to overtake a bunch of cars and stuff like that. But yeah, he's looking pretty strong here to the end of the race.
Shakalaka in chat saying never crew chief children, lol. And then goes on to clarify. I have Joel and X Crystals and VC. I told them to be careful with each other. OMFG.
Yeah, we saw the result of that instruction just a few laps ago. Unfortunately for Joel, he's now in P12, quite far away. Oh well.
Those Joel things, eh?
And Danny confirming that Dane, I think the first retirement that I thought was a retirement was actually him leaving the session. So yeah, that's just my old eyes deceiving me once again. And yeah, Hammer is still extending that gap quite a bit at the front of the field. So he's now, what is he? 8 seconds ahead of X Crystals, Ace Boy. So Bailey also, of course, behind him will still have to pit, and then these soft runners as well. So, I mean, he's still gonna fall behind Joel, I think, at this rate when he pits. But we'll keep an eye on that once he does so. I would expect that he does it maybe this lap. It's lap 20 now, and Bailey actually pits this time around already. Onto the softs. Yeah, I guess you can just about get them to the end from here. They're fresh softs for him, I guess, so should be alright.
Yeah, but this traffic is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Well, we know Billy is pretty aggressive and is battling with cars and
Oh, and who is that in the first
Gerla?
sector? Gerla has had an issue there in turn 2, I think, that is on the exit of turn 2, and he's got wing damage as well. So yeah, for Gerla, unfortunately, tricky race, and yeah, he's gonna have to pit anyway.
Oh, X Crystal's had an issue as well. He's
both Red Bulls.
Yeah,
And
both Red
he's
Bulls on the same lap.
massive
From
wing damage as well. Yeah, so both Red Bulls, they're both gonna have to pit, and yeah, this is and Joel actually re-overtakes him now.
Waves as he passes him. There you go.
Yeah, so Joel up to P9. Yeah, and I was just checking. So Bailey Thompson, where did he actually drop? He's behind X Crystals at 22 seconds. So it is about 20 seconds or 18 seconds, something like that, to pit.
Yeah, Hammer in the pit as well. I think it's going to be tough one to get all the way back up to the front again, but you never know.
Yeah, I think he's got a pretty good chance. He will just have to get past the traffic somehow, though. But yeah, he's going to be behind Joel, I think, here.
Yeah, he cannot afford to be hanging about too long behind cars. He needs to just get his way past them.
Is he actually... it's going to be really close, actually, at the pit exit here. And maybe Hammer he's just behind Joel. And really deploying hard. And yeah, Joel closing the door on him pretty rudely. But I think that was fine. So yeah, and Hammer is going to have to wait at least one more time. He's going to try and deploy up the hill here and go around the outside into... whatever this corner name is. Maybe Pretorius can enlighten me in chat about that one, but yeah, he makes the move and is up to P8 already, so instantly ahead of Joel after his pit, and 3 seconds to the next car, which is his teammate Larson. I think he's not gonna give him too much trouble down the road. And let's see what is the gap now to the leader. Only 9 seconds, so I think it is definitely doable for Hammer to still win this race. Yeah,
the guy's unstoppable on this track. I wouldn't like to be Larson right now. You see Hammer behind. It's only a matter of time before he catches on these fresh softs.
Yeah, Larson.
It's gonna be absolutely rubber.
I think Larson will still have to pit as well, or I kind of doubt he's gonna get those mediums 27 laps or whatever it is. Bailey Thompson sets the fastest lap of the race. He's about 4 seconds behind Hammer on track, and he also... So what has happened to Joel now? Did Joel have some sort of an issue? Because he's lost like 5 seconds to Hammer. I think Joel must have made a mistake somewhere, because he's lost like 5 seconds in at the end of the lap or the beginning of the lap there. So Joel has had a bit of an issue there. But yep, Joel in sort of your characteristic spot at the moment, P10.
Hey. He told me before the race he's going to be watching cricket while racing, and we saw how that worked out in Mexico. He has not learned his lesson, but still a V, P10.
And McKender actually has managed to catch up to Dragon. Dragon pits now for his second stop of this race. McKender trying to overtake Ace Boy, but yeah, that's how much time Dragon has lost in this traffic, because you remember that spin from McKender, and McKender is gonna make a move on Ace Boy here into turn 4, and he does indeed, and I think McKender will also.
Billy's off. Billy Thompson is off.
Well,
he's in
a virtual safety car, but is that gonna help anybody? Not really, because they're kind of too far away from the pit lane. I think anybody to really benefit from that.
Yeah, I was just about to say Billy is pushing hard because he picked up a penalty there just before he retired, or DNF, should I say? And
let's see if we can catch his car somewhere on board with X Crystals into turn 1. No, it's already gone, so he's spun up somewhere here in turn 2. I think just lost the rear on the exit of turn 2 and spun into the wall on the outside there. So, yep, Bailey our fourth retiree for this race. Virtual safety car. Who is that in the pit lane? That's Smithy, but it's kind of too far back to really make any sort of an impression here. And I think virtual safety car should end soon.
Yeah,
Mackinder maybe might get a second or two here, but I don't think it's gonna really benefit him too much. Yeah, and it ends just as he pits, so yeah, it's not gonna really do anything for him, unfortunately. And Hammer has already overtaken Larson, by the way, so he's next target is gonna be the McLaren boys, Timo and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, might not be so easy to pass these guys, so we'll have DRS. So looks like Timo could have went for a move there, but not using any ERS, so he's happy enough to sit behind Jimi Hendrix. But yeah, Hammer's going to catch up with these guys. Well, he already has caught up with these guys.
Only 5.8 from the lead as well, so he's basically caught like 4 seconds in a couple of laps on the leaders.
You can see much more grip he has on the infield section here. He's actually considering going around the outside. McKender, free second time penalty for him. That's not good news. Oh, and Hammer does go for a move. He thinks about it. He's not fully committed to it. Timo, Timo just held his line there, and yeah, I think it's only a matter of time. It's probably going to be this lap that he's going to get past Timo, and then maybe next lap Jimi Hendrix. So.
Well, let's see, does Timo actually want to make this hard? He's deploying just about everything he has in the battery, so it doesn't want to make this easy for Hammer, but I think Hammer was too close, so he's going to get a nice tow from Timo's teammate up ahead the road as well, so Hammer is up to P4.
Ooh, Timo have to be really careful on their brake in there. He's right tucked in with Hammer.
And Hammer is going to get Jimi Hendrix here as well, isn't he? If it just deploys a little... No, Jimmy...
Oh, Jimmy's battery's flashing. Yeah. Hammer's going to see that light flashing. He might go for a move here actually, just before they head into the infield section. Jimmy's ERS light flashing again, so he is quite low in ERS, where Hammer has 40%. So yeah, he's going to have to hold off for now. He might go for that move that he tried on Timo last lap. Let's have a look. You can just see so much more grip in those softs right now. And he looked for the move, but yeah, Jimmy was wise to it. So Hammer using his wise head staying cool here, because he's going to get him on the start finish rate. I mean, it's
absolutely nothing Jimmy can do here, really.
Yeah, it would take a miracle to hold Hammer off at this point. So Hammer going to be up to P3 and 3.6 to P2. It seems like it's in the bag here for Hammer. I don't want to curse him or anything, but yeah, he's driving the socks off this car right now.
Yeah, should be pretty easy pickings for Hammer today, because he's on so much faster tires than the guys ahead. Mackinder sets the fastest lap of the race, but he's down in P9, so he's got some work to do. And there's actually a pretty hard race there between Dragon and Joel. Dragon going for a move on Joel, and then also Mackinder is in this fight. And is it gonna be 3 wide into turn 4 here? And Mackinder goes on the inside of Joel there into turn 4, and they're still side by side coming. And don't crash here now again, guys. I think this was where Joel crashed earlier in the race, side by side up the hill, and I think Mackinder is gonna make the move on those soft tires, still side by side, but yeah, now he's gonna get the better line.
Yeah, Joel, getting it all wrong there out of that last corner, and it's allowed Dragon to pull up alongside. He almost took out Dragon, his teammate, in this race, but yeah, both the soft runners passed the hard runner, Joel. Joel right now is, it's not a nice feeling when you're on 16 lap old hards and you got fresh soft runners giving you a hard time on track.
Yeah, and Dragon really needed to make that pass as well, because if he didn't make that pass, I think Mackinder would have got out of that DRS range. And both of all of these 3 guys actually have 6 seconds of penalties as well. So yeah.
Right now, actually, Hammer is P2 on track, because another tall guy has a penalty. So
yeah, and he's picked up another like 1.2 seconds on that gap ahead of him on this lap alone, or the previous lap alone. So yeah,
the Hammer cometh. Ace Boy is going to see that delta coming down, and he's got another tall guy as protection here. But how long can another tall guy hold off the surging Hammer? Yeah,
I guess the only chance here is that if another tall guy can somehow manage to keep Hammer behind for another 2 laps or so, maybe those softs will drop tiny bit, and then it's not gonna be so easy to send it on the hard runners. But I think
Oh, another tall guy might go for a move here
Oh.
on P1, and he does indeed. He gets past Ace Boy, so he is carrying a time penalty with him. But Ace Boy, oh, and he goes wide through turn 1. Is this going to compromise his exit from turn 2? It does indeed, and it looks like Ace Boys might get this one back. Ace Boys as well has been saving up that ERS still, 65%, and he only uses it a little bit there. He then engages DRS and gets the move done. So back in front is Ace Boy, but this fighting is going to cost some time. Hammer now in DRS range.
Yeah, once again, 1.2 seconds faster on that lap than the cars ahead of him, and now he is in this train. And yeah, I think there's absolutely nothing these hard runners can really do against him at this point in the race. So Hammer also has a decent amount of ERS, so he should be able to, if he can just get a good exit here onto the main straight, he should be able to clear another tall guy here. And another tall guy actually makes a little bit of a mistake out of the final corner, and then Hammer following him closely. And is it gonna be enough? Another tall guy out of battery, so this should be easy-ish for, and is it gonna... Oh my word, 3 wide, so Hammer goes in the middle of the both of them, and he's gonna take the lead of the race maybe into turn 1, not quite, so another tall guy actually does still keep that, but I think Hammer is gonna get DRS here, and both of them are kind of out of battery, but another tall guy will not get DRS, so Hammer, and then also Ace Boy is gonna try to benefit from this, but yeah, Hammer should take the lead into turn 4, so wow, that was some crazy racing on there, so I didn't actually expect them to catch Ace Boy that quickly on the main straight.
Here's the thing, I was watching Ace Boys the whole time there, and he did not use ERS.
Yeah.
I think he used like maybe 1 second on that second straight, but yeah, he was not fighting that move at all, so he's playing the long game here. I don't think he's like...
Yeah, he's basically racing only another tall guy here, right? So
yeah, so he's playing the long game, which is probably a wise move with Hammer being so dominant on those softs right now.
Yeah, and Hammer's just... I think these guys are gonna get DRS maybe once more here, but Hammer is basically gone in the distance after this lap, I would expect.
Yeah, Ace Boy's just using a little bit of ERS at the start of this straight, but still kind of maintaining that high level of ERS here. He's probably just waiting for his opportune moment here.
Yep, Dragon on Makander maybe? No, I think he's gonna wait for another lap or so, and yeah, as I predicted, another tall guy out of DRS range now from Hammer, so Hammer is basically gone with 7 laps to go, including this one. And Dragon picks up another penalty. So that's 9 seconds for Dragon, and that is definitely too much for this track, I would say anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Ace Boy's still maintaining that range, that DRS range to another tall guy, so actually
I'm just sort of thinking here, is Larson trying to go to the end on these mediums, which he put on during the first safety car, I think. So they're gonna be like 28 laps old at the end of this race or something like that.
Yeah, I can see tires exploding soon.
Yeah, so he's gonna start his 21st lap now, or 22nd lap on those medium tires, and I don't know, I just don't really see them going to the end unless you magically somehow just don't get a puncture at 95% wear or whatever it is gonna be at the end of the race. Dragon kind of close-ish to Makander once again, but not really able to make any sort of an effort on him this time around. So yeah, these guys are just sort of trying to catch the cars ahead, but they have kind of too many penalties, both of them, to really get any more positions in this race. On track anyway, barring any sort of technical difficulties like a tire blowout. I don't want to curse anybody here, but I just don't really understand how those mediums could go to the end of the race. Maybe I will be surprised. And Ace Boy, did he actually drop out of DRS here now from another tall guy? That's kind of... Yeah.
Oh, he did, yeah, he did. He was just on the limit there, yeah.
And now he's deployed a little bit finally to actually get back into that DRS range, because he was just outside of it.
I think he's just been too conservative. I think that's what it is. So I think now in these final laps we're going to see him open up the overtake. Yeah, he's using a wee bit more there to start of the second DRS straight, just to rein in another tall guy. He still will get this P2 position, but he doesn't want to let another tall guy out of that DRS range.
Dragon once again very close to McKender, but not really. He's sort of not really even interested in sticking his nose on the inside there, but happy to let McKender tow him toward Larson here, and Larson and Timo, yeah, their gap is basically maintaining at about 2 seconds. Timo has not been able to follow his teammate Jimi Hendrix. 2.2, but yeah, Jimmy has that 5-second penalty, so... Where is that actually from, that 5-second penalty? Maybe you can have a look in the...
He hit Dane, apparently.
So maybe that's... Could that be something that might be removed after the race? But yeah, we'll have to look up after the race, so... some sort of battling in the background there, actually. Oh, and somebody's well off the track there. Gurla and Smithy fighting into turn 1, but Smithy has to back out. I think he was, like, basically completely off the track in turn 1 there, so... There's a... interesting line. And yeah, oh, almost loses it on the AstroTurf there into turn 4.
Yeah, McKender close right up on Larson as well, so these 23 lap old, yep, you heard me right, 23 lap old mediums are not going to be feeling the best right now, and McKender on 8 lap old saw, so surprised he hasn't got him already.
And he still has to go for another 4 laps, including this one on those mediums. Can they really make it to the end? Is there sort of any kind of chance for that? I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be I don't know, the tire saving world record or something if you're gonna get those to the end and not get a tire blowout. But yeah, let's see if I can do it. And McKender really was pushing Larson around, so I think Larson is really in tire saving mode as well. And yeah, McKender is easily... He's already gonna get him here. All
move here. This boy on another tall guy, so he is...
Oh, yep.
He is alongside, he's on the inside, so he will get this move done. It looks like, yep, and another tall guy has to pull him behind, yep, go ahead.
Yeah, just following this battle at the background there, so Larson actually sort of just giving up those positions, so he doesn't want to push those tires at all, because I think they're just about to blow up. And another three laps to go here at Interlagos. Season finale of this long second season of F1 2020, and yeah, it's been a good one. Our champion has actually retired from this race, Dane, so yeah, X Crystals picks up a penalty, but yeah, what I was about to say earlier was that I think as the standings are right now in this race, they're not gonna really have a much of an effect on any of the championship positions that I've listed earlier in the broadcast. So yeah, status quo after this race. Hammer is gonna be second in the championship, and Timo is gonna be third.
I'm just watching Larson tentatively as he makes his work.
And yellow flag, so Smithy has spun off in turn. Yeah, I think that's fighting with Gurla once again. So they've had a good race there and over P13, but he's got damage now. So yeah, that's unfortunately ended up in some sort of contact for Smithy. And who is that? Yeah, it's once again Dragon sort of closing in on McKender, but not really making any effort to pass him. They're closing in on Timo on track, but yeah, let's just keep in mind that both of these guys have 6 seconds of penalty, so it's and Dragon actually 9 seconds of penalty, so that's not really gonna be a threat to Timo. And yeah, it looks like the positions are mostly set for the end of this race. So let's see, Jimi Hendrix has that 5 seconds, so Timo at the moment is gonna jump in, but I guess we're gonna have to look at that after the race in the FIA if that 5 second penalty can be removed or something. But we'll get to that when the time is right. And we have a yellow flag. Who is that? That's X Crystals doing donuts. It's a lap too early, mate. So X Crystals is off the track. I think he's spun off there. So Hammer on the final lap of this race, 5.2 seconds is the gap to P2, and he's basically commanded this race with that good strategy call and doing really good lap times on those old mediums when the safety car ended. And is that X Crystals again? Yep, he's think he's just sort of waiting for the entire entire field to lap him, so he can do donuts at the end. I would guess.
X donuts, yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's
so.
Yes, Timo just passing Ghost of Car Smithy there. Thought there was a bit of a battle going on.
And Hammer.
Oh, Smithy is off. Smithy is in the wall.
Yep, but I've got to keep the camera on here. So Hammer is weaving and will finish this season as P1 in this race and takes P2 in the championship this season. So Hammer wins. Ace Boy will be P2, spins across the line, another tall guy in third, and then let's see, Jimi Hendrix and Timo should be able to get him, and that's McKender also slipstreaming past Timo, but the penalties will keep him behind him. So Timo P4, Jimi Hendrix P5, that might still be looked at after the race. Larson P6, so he did get those
yeah, what the hell?
Mediums to the end somehow,
GG.
and P6
GG.
for him, so that's a good result for Larson. McKender P7, Dragon P8, and actually falls behind Pemi with those 9-second penalties, so Dragon, oh, he's actually still doing donuts there in the background, that's right, so I think there's a few cars joining him to do those, so Ferraris and Red Bulls are both doing donuts here to finish off the season in style. And,
you know, when I see donuts, I see free positions on track. I'm just like, see you later.
Yeah, that actually happened. I think in LOR ones, LOR tier 1 or whatever it was, it happened that somebody was like doing donuts and then somebody else won the race or whatever happened there, but yeah. Not quite the case today, but yeah. They're still crawling across the line. 10 kph for Dragon, and yeah, Joel, who is gonna get the P10 here actually? How does this go? They're sort of stopping on track right now, so this is kind of I'm not sure what is going on here exactly, but
this is an crawling race.
Yeah, so they're gonna cross the line, and Joel takes P9 and Dragon P10, and then the Red Bull boys are still doing donuts in the background. There's about a minute to go before the session forcibly ends. And yeah, come on guys, it's time to cross the finish line here, and they're gonna finish side by side. Well, almost. Gerla decides to sprint across the line now, and X Crystals as well. So yeah, there we have it. Season finale of season 6 for tier 2 in SLR, and yeah, it's been a good one, I think.
What a cracker, yeah. But listen, Joel, I'm very disappointed in him. He was so close to P10. He just missed out.
Yeah, they messed up that finishing order there with Dragon, right? So
who wants P9 when you can have P10, bro?
Indeed. And there we have our podium finishers today: Hammer, Ace Boy, and who was actually third? Was it another tall guy?
Yeah,
this is the when you let two old timers in the commentators booth. I can't remember this far. Anyway, Hammer wins the race. Ace Boy second, another tall guy third. Timo fourth. Jimi Hendrix in P5, and that might be looked at the 5 seconds later on. And then Larson in P6. So taking those mediums all the way to the end somehow. I don't know how, but
yeah,
got them to the end. And then McKender P7, Pemi P8, Joel P9, and Dragon finishing the top 10.
And
today.
Controversial opinion, but Larson for driver of the day?
I think I would actually agree with that, because that's I would have never expected him to get those tires to the end. Also a very nice drive from P13 to P6 for him. Let's have a look at the race director if I have time. I don't, but he's basically put them on and under the first safety car, I think, and somehow driven them to the end of the race. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the end of another season.
Some quick interviews, I think, because we still have, or you still have a race to go. So
yeah,
I'll let you take charge of the interviews here. So I'm gonna just quickly gonna take a look at everything is set up for not here. So yeah, I'll just keep the stream open here, of course. But just take charge.
I always bring Joel in last, so I'm gonna bring him in first this time.
Okay.
Joel, hello. You're in the commentators booth.
Okay.
Before we start with talking about your race and stuff, let's talk about how it ended. You were so close to P10, but it slipped away in the final millimeters of the track. Do you want to tell us what that photo finish across the line?
No, I was with Dragon. Started with my teammate and ended with my actual teammate. So that's a pretty poetic finish.
Yeah, but you could have been P10, man.
I
It
know,
was
but I'd
like,
rather be
come on.
P9. You know.
P9? What's
I
no
need
one
2
cares.
points to get
No one
up to
cares about P9,
P13 in
bro.
the championship. Someone cares
You,
about P1 though.
you could have said P10, Brazil, Season 6, Tier 2.
I could have said
Remember this day?
P1.
No, you couldn't have. Because let's talk about your race.
Oh no, yeah, because I
What
know
happened?
the hammer was literally coming to feel like a bad one almost off.
Yeah, but I mean,
I was
we're talking about the
perfectly
incident with you and X
Yeah, yeah.
Crystals. What happened?
So we were just talking about it in VC, and I think that Crystals turned in on me is my perspective, but I haven't got it recorded, so I can't look back properly. I think Crystals does, but I'll need to have a look at that and chat with him because I think I defended from Ace Boy in turn 1, and then he was up my inside. I hang it around the outside, and he was side by side to that right-hander, which is always difficult. If the guy on the outside doesn't leave you enough space, then you're going to touch side pods, and the guy on the inside is going to spin. So it was sort of a calculated risk to keep it in there, because if I let him go, he was going to win, because I think he was a lot faster than me. And I just decided to keep my foot in. So that's probably a racing incident between both of us. But I don't know. I was really angry after that, and I thought about retiring, but I didn't. So I don't know.
You just petered out there. It was like your last bit of
Yeah.
energy. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. So I mean, it looked like an enjoyable race. See, frustrating end to the race, but you know, it is what it is. It's Brazil. It's a tough track to keep your head in the game. I think it just got unlucky. I think we had Shakalaka. He commented in chat after the incident, and he said, he said something about crew chiefing children. Never crew chief children. He said he said to you guys to keep it calm, and yeah, I don't know what happened then. Well, why didn't you pull out of that move, or were you just like committed at that point when the contact happened?
I'm just looking at the replay that Crystals has sent me, and I don't know. It's difficult to say if he left enough space. But I was committed to that because if he got away, he's going to win. No doubt about it. So, especially my penalty as well, I had to... It wasn't really a risk in my mind because I thought Crystals would leave enough space, but I don't know if he did or not. That's just probably me going a bit deep. I don't know. But my mindset was I'm going to try and keep this position because otherwise the win's gone. And that's what I was going for. P1 is what I wanted. I couldn't really, if I got P2, I wouldn't mind, to be honest. So I had a chance, but I wanted to keep it, but it was the wrong decision, obviously. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I've no more questions to ask you because I asked you already yesterday about your low light and your highlight, unless you've got a different
the low
low
light and the highlight of the season in this race. Both.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. So it was a roller coaster of emotions, this one then?
Yes.
Right. Well, thanks anyway, Joel, for taking part in Tier 2. We're no doubt see you back next season. We don't know what tier yet. There's talk of Joel in Tier 1, I heard, but...
no, there's not.
Those are just rumors. Yeah, you love the line, don't you? You're an addict.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To be honest, I didn't even know when
got...
I didn't even know you used the line. I thought you actually didn't. Now I've lost respect for you totally.
Yeah.
Get out of here. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I think if I can keep up this pace that I showed at the end of the season and stop doing Joel things.
Yeah, and hopefully I have a bit more motivation because I know this season you maybe lacked a bit of motivation just to kind of grind the game or whatever. But new game, new motivation, hopefully. Because you definitely have the pace. Like you just show up and you're just on it, you know. Most times.
It's just
like I don't want to make your head any bigger, so I'm gonna.
No, I know my head's small enough already. After that crash.
Well, listen, we'll no doubt speak to you soon enough. But for now, thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Thanks. I guess we should go with the winner.
medium traction. Oh, hello.
Keep talking. What were you saying?
I was just explaining to Timo how the last corner is so much easier on medium traction than no traction. That's what was my story. But I mean,
Right.
no context.
I wish we came in at a different moment when there was something a bit more spicy being talked about, but yeah, I mean you're here now, so let's talk about that race. I mean, you won. We were saying on the stream, yeah, you pretty much this is your track, you know. Whenever I think of Brazil, I always think of. I actually think you're probably from Brazil. You probably were born on the track.
Brazilian blood somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, so just talking through the race, obviously, you started the back with mediums, and then you just came through in that safety car. Just give us your take on it.
Yeah, so the start wasn't optimal because some guy on my side of the track didn't start his car, so there was like a big hold up on that side, and I couldn't go to the left, so I went around on the right, but that actually cost me some positions. But I think some people had damage or issues in the first lap, and I was up to, I think, P12 or something. So yeah, then I was just following the train where it was, pretty impossible to overtake. And I'm not sure if the safety car actually helped or not, because normally that wouldn't be ideal because it gives everybody a free pit stop on hards. But I thought I might come out in like P2 or P1 even, but Bailey didn't pit also. And then it looked better because I think if I can pass Bailey, then I can actually pull a gap to the hard runners and not come out too far behind on the softs. And that was what happened. At the beginning when I came out on softs, I was like, I'm too far. But then I noticed I gained like 2 seconds a lap. So then I knew, I mean, with 10 laps to go, I knew if I didn't do a stupid move, I would probably win. But I still did a stupid move going 3 wide in turn 1. But luckily Ace Boy backed out. And then, then I basically cruised to the win. So, really happy with that, especially after last season. Don't know if you remember, but then Legend did the start from the back, and he had
that's right.
ideal safety car, and then I couldn't catch him anymore because he was too quick. So that's why I'm really happy with this win.
Yeah,
Finally, Brazil.
I had the same thought process whenever, when I was looking at strategies and then you pitted and you came out, I just went, nah, he's going to be too far back. But yeah, once we realized the true pace of the sauce, we just saw you slice through the field. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking you might have got held up with the McLaren guys because they were running pretty close together. Obviously, would be a benefit from DRS, but you made short work of them. I think you got 2 in one lap.
Yeah, I noticed one of them. I think it was Jimi Hendrix with his name spelled backwards. He had no ERS, so I already knew I could pass him pretty quickly. It was just a matter of getting past Timo, and he wasn't making it easy. I wanted to actually pass him in the middle sector, but he did really nice defending there. And then I did it out of the last corner, which did cost me like all my safety ERS, but I knew because Jimmy had none, that would be easy. And then I was again saving ERS until I got to the front 2. And yeah, there was the same. Like another tall guy had no ERS, his light was blinking, so I knew again like I can get one of them easy, and then Ace Boy is the difficult one, but he backed out. So then
Yeah, he had like 100% ERS pretty much for the last part of the race there, and whenever you actually overtook both of them, he didn't use any ERS, so he wasn't in any way, shape, or form wanting to fight with you, which I found a bit strange. But I mean, I think he was just happy enough at that point to pick up the P2 then.
It was still like 10 laps to go at that point, so I was thinking if I don't get it now, I'll just back out and try again later. The grip advantage was so big that I would have done something stupid to lose it, like maybe do a risky move or something.
Hammer. I have the most original question to ask you right now.
Okay.
It is. I forgot actually. No, I didn't. It's senior moment. No, it's like give us your thoughts on the next track.
There's no next track. Good one. Yeah, there was next season though, and that's it's a bit strange to say, but this was also for now my final race in tier 2. Because next season, I want to focus on no assist. And to do that, I want to focus on one league only, and that's unfortunately not SLR, which doesn't mean I won't race at all. I will probably try some reserve outings in like tier 1 or tier 2 if I'm allowed. But I think it's best for me to learn the tracks one at a time and do one league. And yeah, the Saturday in tier 1 isn't really a good time for me because usually I'll have table tennis then. So yeah, unfortunately I had to choose something else. But yeah, maybe the season after, if I have more time again, I'll rejoin. So it's sort of a Rosberg.
Yeah.
Like end P2, end on a high, win a race, and then a half retirement. But I mean, I will still be running tier 4 if I'm allowed and still commentating. So I'm not gone, but just on track you'll see me less.
Are you? I had a question there, but now I forgot again. This is not good. I think it's.
Am I old? Yes, I'm old.
No.
Am I
definitely
sweating?
old.
Yes, I'm sweating.
I'm so old, I can't even remember what age I am. I thought I was like 41 for a while, and then my wife told me, "No, you're 42," and I'm like, "Damn."
Oh crap.
Yeah, the question is low light of the season and highlight.
Low light probably. Like I had a really good start, and then I had like 4 or 5 races where I lost a lot of points on literally every side of the championship. So that was probably, like the first half of the season, except the first 3 races, that was a low light. I made too many mistakes. And highlight, I think Brazil and USA, the second and third win, they were really satisfying. So yeah, probably that.
Excellent. I think that's it. I'm out of questions, mate. But I do want to say, though, I didn't get a chance to say to you before, but I want to say on stream so everybody hears and knows that I'm actually appreciative of, my fellow admins, of which you're one. Icewind as well. You guys have been great, especially tier 4 management this season has been superb. It's been one of the more popular tiers, which is weird because it's the, and I'm doing
It's
air
the entry
quotes,
tier.
it's the slowest. Yes, that's where Ocean Chief drive. Yeah. But yeah, you've done a really good job, so I appreciate that commentary, all the other stuff you've done behind the scenes as well. So, as I always say, can't do it without you guys. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm happy to be part of the team. You as well. Good job on tier 2.
Oh, by the way,
now we just look like those guys that pat each other on the back, like.
no. I have to sack you live.
We are great. Yeah.
I've replaced you, bringing in Timo. Timo, welcome back to the admin team. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. We have a change of management. You're taking over tier 4 now. No. I'm just been fired.
Oh.
No.
Live on air. Yeah.
I understand why.
We had the balance of the wholesomeness.
I mean, I told you shouldn't be admin like 15 races ago, but I'm glad she finally accepted it.
Yeah, Timo, while you're here, what happened during your race? And you finished pretty high up, and I'm sure you were hoping for higher. Although 5 minutes before the race, you asked that question, which says a lot. What is the tire strategy around here? Which, yeah, obviously you didn't practice this one then.
No, I didn't. Well, I did about an hour, and it's the usual thing. I think I can, like, I'm at a point where I can, without practice, get up to speed for qualifying relatively well. Like, I think I started, what was it, 4th?
Timo, can I just butt in and say, do you not, like, halfway through the race when you're in a pretty good spot, do you not then go, damn, I should have practiced more?
Yes, I thought that today. I thought I could have gone out on a podium.
Yeah.
I could have gone out on a podium. It would have been so great. Like, because it was 3 seconds to another tall guy. Had I just been a little bit faster, I could have, but I didn't. So,
it's my fault.
It is, yeah. Couldn't you just like crash like the 10 other people that should have finished ahead of me but didn't because they crashed? Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty fun race, but because I didn't practice, I didn't really, like, I had no idea where the limit was, so I just drove probably, like, I don't know, 10 kph below the limit in every single corner, and that's why everyone pulled away from me. But getting P4, I'm happy. It's a good note to end it on. It's been fun.
Yeah, but this is the sad part where you announce your retirement from SLR racing, is it?
Yeah, it's about the 9th time that I'm doing that, but this time I think I'm actually pulling through with it for like the 2nd time.
You're going to retire for a month, aren't you, until the new game comes out and go, okay, I'll sign up. Or you could be reserve and you could just race in multiple tiers whenever you want.
That was the plan, yeah. I mean, because I know myself, I'm probably just gonna play again at some point. But if I commit to another full-time seat in anything, then I deserve to fail my exams. Because I don't want to fail my exams, it's probably better if I just race when I've got holidays or it's like early weeks. But it's actually it's been a nice journey. I've tragically missed out on 2 championships, and I have survived the Thunderdome. Many good memories.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I asked Hammer. I'll ask you. What's your low light and highlight of the season?
A low light of the season is
Austria?
both relatively easy, yeah. So low light is definitely Austria. A race I entered with the thoughts, I love this track, and I need to perform if I want, because I have championship hope. And then in that race, I got wing damage from Joel on turn 1 after I qualified P10, which meant I had the worst strategy in P10, so I was like basically last. And then I was just then I got damage, and then I was painfully slow, and then I spun, so it was probably like my worst race in a while. And that was definitely the lowlight. And then the highlight is either Canada or France. I don't know which one, because Canada, I won, so that's kind of cool, And France, the Timo can't overtake meme, and I went from, from P8 to P2, and I almost won. It was like 3/10 today, and I had so much fun. So, one of those 2 races is my highlight.
Redemption racing, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, it's over, guys. It's time to relax, and
we did it, boys!
Oh, finally!
20 races.
It's done! Yes! I am free to spend 1 more hour on university on Friday evenings.
I am free to melt in the sun. Oh wait.
True. I've just ripped open my windows, so now I've got the nice airflow coming, and I'm slowly, I'm drying.
I know that feeling also. What was I going to ask? There was a question I had for Hammer. Are you racing the no assist here tonight?
Yeah, I don't expect much of it though. I didn't really practice much on no assist. A little, which I explained to Timo why the last corner is hard without, every corner is hard without traction on Brazil.
Just
so yeah, I'm just gonna try and not spin instead of focusing on speed. So it's gonna be opposite of what you just saw.
Interesting. So I have a hope.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
We'll see.
If I'm too fast, I'll just do an extra pit stop or something.
Cool beans. Right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up there, because I need to get a few laps in before that race happens. But yeah, thanks to both of yous. Hammer, you got P2 then, and Timo P3?
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
in the
championship. Yeah, I saved myself across from X bottles. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hammer said it on stream ever, but Hammer and I have been saying this for the start of the season. We've said it about 25 times. If Crystals learns how to drive, we're all in real trouble.
Yeah, we're really
luckily he's only the fastest driver, but he can't finish a race. As soon as he learns how to finish a race, we're all screwed.
Yeah, he's definitely his own worst. Yeah, he's his own worst enemy. Yeah.
I'm leaving before it happens.
Yeah, me as well. I'm out before the X Crystals domination starts.
Come to tier 4, guys. It's brutal.
I believe in Ace though. Ace was good as well.
Right, well, yeah, gotta wrap it up there. So thanks again for joining us.
Penalty is not removed, Jimmy. Penalty is not removed.
Bye.
So are we ending the stream? I've got a...
No, I'm just saying bye to those guys.
Okay.
I ended up just throwing them out ungracefully,
okay.
but yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. As I say, I got the no assist here in about half an hour, so we gotta get ready for that one.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, also think it's time from my side also to say thanks for all the drivers and all the people who work behind the scenes, the FIA teams, the admin team, all the people who have screened drivers in the hosts channel and in the practice sessions. And there's I think I've said this to you, Chief, many times, but there is so much going on in the works in the background that nobody really understands, and yeah, it's takes quite a lot of effort to run these leagues. But yeah, I think we're on a decent way here, and we'll continue to do it in the next game. So from tier 2, it is time to say goodbye and good night, and see you all next season.
In 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, well, but from tier 2, Anyway,
Yeah.
good night, and see you all next season. Bye.
Bye.